Alright, so one of Hoaglandia's manyest benefactors has sent us a donation to update the Unstoppable Porcuparrot for the historic format. For those not aware of its power, we have the Porcuparrot here that mutates for 3. That says this creature taps to deal X damage to any target, where X is the number of times this creature is mutated. And we pair this with a plethora of Deathtouch creatures. So when you mutate onto a Deathtouch creature, you can tap this to kill anything on the board by dealing 1 damage to it with a Deathtouch creature. We also, in Historic, gain Vraska Swarm's Eminence as an additional Deathtouch payoff. Whenever a creature you control with Deathtouch deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, put a 1/1 counter on that creature. And then this also creates assassin tokens, so this creature deals damage to a planeswalker, destroy that creature. So you can put the Porcuparrot on these assassin tokens, and then you can tap the Porcuparrot to destroy planeswalkers as well. Yeah, this is notably not combat damage, so like Porcuparrot activations pump up your creatures with this as well, which is kind of sweet. Rhonas, also indestructible Deathtouch. So this is a great mutate target because it's indestructible, so you can just like slide your Porcuparrot right onto this bad mamma jamma here and become a god and be indestructible and just shoot things down. Bane of monsters here, notably a human, so a little bit sad that you can't put Porcuboy on top of the Bane of monsters, but just a very good card, especially when our Deathtouch things are going to be killing lots of stuff to draw cards and gain life. And then another kind of tribal Deathtouch payoff here. You got the Hooded Blightfang. Whenever a creature with Deathtouch attacks, you get to gain, they lose 1, you gain 1, and then damage to a planeswalker, destroy that planeswalker. So, one thing that's notable here is I've elected not to play the 2-mana poison Dorko in here because I think that card's just bad. By the time that card's usually able to kill your opponent, they're probably dying from damage anyway. So I think both Vraska and Hooded Blightfang are just like kind of the better tribal Deathtouch payoffs because they help you kill your opponent in the normal way. And even if they kill something like Hooded Blightfang or Vraska after the fact, you'll still be able to whittle down their life total with it. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see if Porcuparrot can hold its own in the deeper card pool of the historic format. Hoping obviously to play against some creature-based decks with this one. Hand's pretty good. And hands like this, right? Like, we actually just have, like, a reasonable curve here. We just go, like, 1-drop, 2-drop, Hooded Blightfang, these attack for 2. Nice, nice. What's my camera? I have a Canon EOS 90D. It is functional for my needs. If you're in the subs Discord, Frigley, my wife, Krillodactyl, she did a ton of camera research before she bought this. We didn't explicitly buy this camera just for doing video stuff for me for the stream. Christy bought it for doing some photography stuff herself, so. Found our best matchup from the get-go. I don't know if that's strictly true. Like, they're a go wide deck, and we don't have a ton of removal. And I would imagine that their linear draws probably race our linear draws. Okay, that however means we're probably gonna win. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, chat. Caca! Caca! Porcuparrot is a Pokemon that says its name as it kills you. Definitely. Well, that's kind of scary. This flips over into a guy's cradle. We have them on a pretty quick clock here though, right? I'm gonna start with this and see what we draw. Oh, they get to activate and get another one. Forgot about that. Speaking of another one. So I'm gonna kill, if I kill this, they have, this gives everything 2/2. So they have 21. That's only 29, right? So I kill this. 3 times 7 is 21. This is 29. Yeah, we're not dead on board, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and attack with this. Oh wait, can they activate twice? Oh, that's lethal. That's really close. Good. I'm surprised we were as in that game as we were, considering how linear their deck is. Definitely want to just get rid of these things at the top end of our curve. Gonna wait and block before we shoot. Yeah, probably. It didn't matter. No, actually we don't, because their stuff gives Deathtouch. Their activation gives Deathtouch, so I don't think that's particularly good. And I think Ebon Legion is actually probably not very good here. I think I'd rather have Questing Beast because it attacks past most of their stuff. Seems a little awkward with the pathway. Really hoping to draw a green or black land, or another red land, I suppose, next turn. So that way we can play this, and then, want to go like this, ideally. Thanks for the follow-up, Rock. There's a good chance you never find a land and die here. If we draw a red source next turn, we get to go Rhonas into Porcuparrot, and then maybe we're a good shot. Thanks for the half a year afterthought. Okay, well, I mean, this could still draw us a land, right? This is where the magic happens, chap. G. Miller coming in hot for the 37th month. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Yeah, the Arena April Fool's event is cute. Magic as Richard Garfield intended it to be played. Thanks for the 41 months, Full Metal. Welcome back. I missed your question, BZ. We just play Gifted Aetherborn and start attacking with it sooner. Ring tingy. Coming in hot for the 34th month. Good morning and welcome back. Yeah, that sounds like a fine submission, BZ. It's already Friday in Australia. You crazy future magic. Yeah, Historic with the new cards looking to be sweet. Make it so, Captain. Green, white taxes company. Sounds good. I think we've hit a point where I was hoping to try and get all the historic submissions with the new cards in before the open on the 17th, but with only 2 days to stream beforehand, I think we've hit enough submissions that that's not going to be possible. We've got like almost 12 decks waiting to be played now. Wow, I mean, my spoiler card isn't like a bomb, J-Man, but to say that I betrayed you because you looked at it is a little extreme. Like, at least appreciate how hard I worked on the video of it. We at least get to cantrip here when these trade, which is nice. Hopefully we draw a spell. Yeah, I think it'll probably be fringe playable. I assume it'll annoy people, but we'll play it a little bit on stream for sure. Nailed it. I'll take the spell. Well, we found something to do with our huge tracts of land, chat. Thanks for the 27 months, Big Stan. Welcome back. You want to pay for overtime, Beans? I'm already planning to do long streams, so no extra money for that is needed. I'm planning to do like 2 8 to 10 hour days and then the open that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, like I said, I'm doing kind of shorter streams for the next like 2 weeks as we head in towards that. Because that once the set drops on that Thursday, we'll be going kind of crazy. This Corfball might let us pressure them out of the game. New white-black instant, destroy target, artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. What's the mana cost on that? 2, 3, 4. Just black. So 2 mana. That's crazy. Thank you for the 29 months, Draken started. Thank you for the very generous tier 3. Welcome back. Get some Vivien Reids in here. Vivien is low-key absurd against the opponent's archetype. She kills Corval, she kills Ovid, and she kills Trailocrums. It's like all things you're super interested in killing. I think I'm supposed to trim my X ones in this matchup against their Mayhem Devil deck. It pulls the curve up a touch, but I think I'm also supposed to like bring in the Nighthawks and the Questing Beast, and maybe this card's actually probably pretty bad, right? It gets claimed that it doesn't really attack through their stuff. I was gonna say maybe I trim this, but I think I'd rather have the Deathtoucher, right? Let's try this. Yeah, there's a lot of sweet cards. The blue-green fight counter is excellent. I'm excited to do a full. I've been poking at and looking at like what cards are coming out every day a little bit, but looking forward to doing the full spoiler review video once we get a full set release. It's a little speculative. It's got 2 shots at a black source. And if we miss, I still get to Rhonas on 3 into Porcuparrot on 4, so I think that's fine. So I'm gonna lead on this on 1, because I want to have a chance to cast this on 2. If we spike the lands here. It's the last day of preview season. Usually it's 8 days from now, the 9th. So that Friday, a week from tomorrow, my Magic segment of the stream will be spoiler review videos. Swing and a miss. And obviously, if you miss it live, it'll go up on YouTube in its own segment. I think that's probably the game. They're just gonna, like, attack. They're gonna loop this. We're just dead. Alright, our hand was kind of speculative, and their hand was basically the nuts on the play. Can people that are saying spoilers are going to be done on Wednesday, can you please, maybe it's just because I took 4 months off of Magic, but like, did the last set for Call Time, was the full spoiler released on a Wednesday? Because prior to Call Time, when I was paying attention, full spoilers always went up on the Friday before. So if I missed something, please point it out. Full spoilers are released the day after spoilers end. Always? Don't spoilers also usually end on Thursdays, or am I making that up? Rhonas' activation, not only is this good with Porcuparrot, but this card also giving things trample is really good with Deathtouch. Which is nice. When you Deathtouch something, you only have to assign 1 damage to it. Magic's fun. So, I've seen that link, Whitman. As someone that doesn't have time to read that whole thing right now, can you point to the part in it that says the full spoiler comes out on Wednesday? Does it say that verbatim, or are you just referencing the fact that the last listed spoiler day is Tuesday and then assuming it's Wednesday? Do you know what they say when you make assumptions? Nothing explicit is said. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah. So... do I even attack? Like, if I attack, they get a free Trail of Crumbs activation, right? I'm missing 2 points of damage by not attacking. Yeah, it could be right to attack for the 2 points of life I gain. I think we're just playing this because we won't be able to attack with this anytime soon. Which is the slightly awkward part of it in this deck. It's really good. Man, it's just such a big upgrade for their archetype. Just like a quality removal spell they could find with Trail of Crumbs, and then it puts Mayhem Devil into Overdrive on the 3rd chapter. Okay. Yeah, the third chapter of Mayhem Devil Deathtouch means the game just ends against creature decks. Not like, I mean, it's not like this archetype even needed the help dumpstering creature decks, but like now it has it. Like their deck was already like 800% to win against creature decks. We can dodge a Corvold, we can dodge a ball. Pour one out for Gonti. He's got this game on his back. Oh no, chat, the goose gained Deathtouch. So they can make a food, bring the cat back. Rhonas not particularly good against the cat. This deck is delivering the truth, the light, and the word of our Lord and Savior, the Porcuparrot, Weens. We're bringing it to the Jund Sacrifice Heathens. Hey, at least they didn't attack us for 9. You know, that's all you could really ask for. They could have given their goose plus 4-0 and then attacked with that. So. The Saga did give all of our creatures Deathtouch. I'm playing all my lands out here, because if we draw a Gonti, I want to have all my mana in play. Be able to, like, Gonti their thing. Showing the power of Gilded Goose here, too, right? Like, just getting to stall my board full of creatures off their mana dork. I agree, Dontron. The fact that this card was included from Jumpstart and other much less good cards were not. Flame Tongue Kavu. Is a real big miss. I'm gonna go ahead and do this and impulse off their deck. I mean, I guess they don't have the oven. Oven would be bad for me on their side, so glass half full, but I was really hoping for, you know, a Mayhem Devil or a Binding or Corvold. Even a Trail of Crumbs. It is, Rufio. Good morning. This does stop them from playing future copies of Claim, that's true. We got 2 more of those lurking. What is your quest? We seek the face. I feel like there's some kind of commentary on the fact that Questing Beast only just barely outraces Gilded Goose. Oh, Questing Beast is getting Fatal Push. That's fine. I get to gain 6. Angry Land, thank you for the 22 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Well, so the 2 reasons they chose not to include cards from Jumpstart in Historic Be Rich was programming complexity or the card being too strong for the format. And there's another card that's templated the exact same way as Flametongue Kavu. So, we're about a half hour in, Rufio. It's our second match, game 3. I'm kind of surprised they've just been eating these foods and they haven't been bringing the cat back. Because the cat gains 1 and then blocks the Gonti, right? So it's the same as gaining 3. That's really good.
Time to step out of the shadows.
Where was that on our last Gonti trigger, chat? Nice. Nice. So Hooded Blightfang's third paragraph here. Gonna let us kill Vraska potentially. So Lambton, that's the FUD nonsense reason that gets repeated by people on Reddit and Twitter a lot. But they literally included a 5-mana goblin from Jumpstart that has to target itself as well if your opponent doesn't have creatures. So like there's literally a 5-mana card from Jumpstart. It's a 5-mana 2/2 that says when it comes into play, deal 2 damage to a creature. It's like identical to Flametongue Kavu, except it's a 5-mana 2/2 that deals 2 instead of a 4-mana 4/2 that deals 4. All right, I think we've died. Boda drew poorly for a little bit there, but I don't think we beat Corval. This card usually reads suspend 1, win the game. But with this much mana, it probably reads win the game this turn. Yeah, honestly, this game was just a testament to how insane this card is, right? Well, so chat, for people that don't, a lot of people in chat not understanding why Corval is good. So for people that are new to Historic, Corval isn't going to win the game because it's going to attack us. Corval's going to win the game because it's already drawn 2 cards, and it's going to draw 5 or 6 more cards even if I kill it next turn. And these cards that they're drawing are things like Trail of Crumbs and more Corvalds that draw more cards. So, yes, Corval is also a giant threat that kills you if it gets to attack, but on top of that, it also buries you in card advantage, so even if you're able to answer the large body, you still effectively lose the game. So I believe that's 4 cards now. They'll sacrifice this. That'll be 5 cards. Yeah, even the EDH deck cards in Eldraine were pushed and fucked beyond belief. I did not. I don't think Flynn's a playable card review. Last time we played this deck in Standard, the conclusion was it just wasn't good, and I don't think that changes in Historic. We gain Vraska as a second Deathtouch payoff, so there's a 4-mana Vraska out of War of the Spark that gives you Deathtouch synergies. I feel like whoever at Wizards of the Coast is in charge of putting mana costs on EDH cards, like, they should just, like, go to that person and be like, okay, how much mana do you think this card should cost? And they say, Korvold should cost 5, and then the design team should be like, okay, Korvold costs 7. Just, like, whatever mana cost they think these EDH cards should be, they should all be +2. Because clearly Nexus of Fate, Korvold, like, all of Kenrith, all of these things cost way too little mana. It's like, what are you doing? Nanasul, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. You fell for my subscription joke. It's so funny I've done it 8 times. You'll never guess what I'll do next month. I wait with bated breath. I playing Grixis. Smells like Grixis. Gonti and Questers are real good here. So just to highlight again, people asking about the Deathtouch card, or the Poison Deathtouch card from the latest set. The Poison Deathtouch card is much worse than things like Hooded Blightfang and Vraska, because if your opponent gets, let's say, 8 poison counters on them from that Deathtouch card, they get 8 poison counters on themselves, and then they kill your poisoner. And now all of a sudden you played a 2-mana 1/3 that basically didn't do anything. Man, Hooded Blightfang is just messing these planeswalkers up, chat. Another one bites the dust, and another one down, and another one down. Ooh, yeah, we already have 6 lands. That sounds lovely. It can technically pay the red-black, but Gonti lets us cast for mana of any color. Opponent kind of spinning their tires here, looking for some answers. Blightfang, on the other hand, is a fantastic Deathtouch payoff, because if our opponent kills it, it still dealt damage to their life total after the fact, right? So it's not like poison counters where you stacked up this alternative resource on them and then it didn't really get to do anything. Not only is Infect strong because it can do it in 1 turn, Dalek, but Infect as a deck in Modern is good because all of its creatures have Infect. So, like, if they kill your first Infect creature, you're gonna draw another one that's also an Infect creature. Is the reason why Infect in general as a mechanic is good. It's not like the 2-drop would be the equivalent of, like, the Modern Infect deck having half its creatures be Infect and half be normal damage and splitting it up. it would be super, super awkward, right? See, there's a lot of people that don't like Infect in Modern, but I actually think Infect in Modern is an example of the Was this straw good? If so, why? Please explain. I actually think Infect in Modern is kind of an example of one of the best, best combo designs in Magic the Gathering. And I say that because Infect is a deck that cares about discard spells, counter spells, creature interaction. Like, there's so many things that Infect cares about. This is unfortunately a Porcuparrot out matchup. This is an extra questing beast matchup. This is definitely a Vivien Reid matchup. It's probably a Bane of Monsters out matchup too. They don't really have creatures. We just want to like put stuff down and pressure them. So you need to bring in Thoughtseize to poke at their hand, and then Vivien to generate some card advantage. Porcuparrot, yeah. Sorry, Porky boy. You gotta get benched for this one. Porcuparrot gonna cut you back. Gets a little prickly when we put him in the sideboard. Too much dog. Thank you for the 23 months. Welcome back. Good morning. Morning to everybody hanging out, by the way. Great to see over 1,100 people in here already. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. We do turn-based strategy games like Magic the Gathering 5+ days a week. Also some single-player story-driven stuff. We got a playthrough of Nier Automata we're working on right now in the afternoons, but usually card games every morning. Slightly awkward hand here. The Cragcrown Pathway really not looking a scotch awkward with that. We're at the draw though, so I think I'm gonna keep this. Like, the spells are good. Ideally, we just like draw Overgrown Tomb or a fast land on one and be professional. And I think with this draw, I'd actually rather play this on 2 than this on 1. Don't you mean Nier Automata? I definitely called it that on occasion by mistake. It probably offended many people when I did. I assume we're going to lose Vivien. I guess they could take this if they don't have a piece of cheap removal. But I assume it's one of these two. Really? Alright, so Thoughtseize of our own would be a great draw here, so we can go Renegade plus Thoughtseize. Second green source is not a bad draw. Get to hit the questing beast on curve. Alright. Tap the deck for Hooded Blightfang, chat. One of your finest Blightfangs, please, deck. Wow, never lucky.
I have made a tactical error.
Tactical error?
I will learn what nobody yet knows.
Nobody yet knows. I feel like there's a chance that everyone out here is just like eating a counterspell anyways. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna lead on the Vraska.
Cover my back, Rowan!
I shocked and got ionized, so it put a counter on my Light of the Ebon Legion. That's great.
quest of mystery.
Okay, so if I questing beast, we'll do this. This worked out really well for us, right?
Coward.
That clears their board.
Back to training?
And even if we break out a land next turn, we could go Thoughtseize into Rhonas. Awkward. Never didn't have it. 5 mana. 5 mana Viv's still really good in this format, shit. If you didn't play when this card was standard legal, she was a format staple then. She just like does, she's super flexible. You're a young Pyromancer deck. Interesting.
Not dead yet.
That's super awkward. You will not eat my questing beast. Well, they do unfortunately have this Bone Crusher Giant coming down to block Questerson here. I kind of need another Vivien to kill this thief. Yeah, shoot. I think we're dead. This thief's gonna bury us really quickly. No reason to attack this into here. They ditched a Gonti, so whatever this is great. Punished for holding the land. Yeah, they have a lot more creatures than we saw in the first game. Is what you get for forsaking the Porcuparrot? Yeah, seems like it. Do I want some Porky Boys back in? Carrot or Riot? Alright, we'll put some Porcuparrots back in. Unside the porcupine. Raptor with the 46 months. You feel old. Don't feel old. Most of those months have been the same March. It's not a big deal. Thanks for keeping me around. Huh? I think it's just Pyromancer here. I think I'm playing one of these. If I brick on the land next turn, I'll be really sad if I try and hold it to draw. I think I'm chilling on the second one, though, because if we hit the land, I want to use the Foulmire Knight to try and hit the next land. they hit the Bolosan curve here, we're probably dead since we stumbled. I don't really know if there's much we can do about that. Now we were looking for there. Bing, bang, bong. Thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back. I like buttered toast. Thanks for the follow. Vraska's tail was ended prematurely, chat. The worst part about casting Thoughtseize in games like this is, like, you get to know exactly how much luckier your opponent was than you. Just like, you both kept 2 landers, and they cast their 4-drop on 4, and you didn't get to. We both kept 2 landers, and they drew their colors on top of hitting their lands. To be fair, they shocked in when they drew their companion there, so there's probably a good chance that even if that had been an untapped land, that Vivien wasn't going to resolve. They were playing Grixis, so that might be their first win. You did a good thing. Hey, thanks for the support, Toast. That's fine. Sometimes the follow button gets unbumped too, especially on mobile. I'll bump that by mistake sometimes. Morning, Kid Martian. The amount of times I've unfollowed instead of subbed. Yep. Well? I think it's that. We like go Black Source Knight, tapped land Knight, activate Knight. That's great. So now we get to go Knight into Stomping Ground, Knight Renegade. Yeah, sometimes there's a couple hours of awkward overlap there, Kicker. Well, I assume that was a misclick. Porcuparrot, not a strict combo with Knight of the Ebon Legion. I think I'm just doing this. Land! Untapped land! Untapped land!
It's playtime!
Oh, this is where the magic happens.
Today's my lucky day.
It doesn't matter, we're dead. I'm trying to click through this game. Yeah, you're not wrong. We could definitely concede that one and be done. If main deck Chandra, is that a reason to trim Questing Beast? Or a reason to leave Questing Beast in? Beast is kinda slow. Kind of inclined to drag the curve down a touch. We get rid of one of these is nice to like mutate onto, but we probably have a hard time keeping it active otherwise. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying them, Toast. A lot of diamonds in the rough that come across the channel for sure. Excited to see what folks come up with for the open next month. Should have registrations open for that here soon. Historic or standard. The next open's going to be historic, because all of the mystical archive cards look like gasoline. April 17th. They'll be opening up signups very soon. I think I'm gonna fatal push this so I can get my life and draw my card. Yes, the open will guaranteed be new historic, chat. Chat, I am not Wizards of the Coast. I look at the event calendar and I intentionally put my events right after new cards get released, so that way people are excited to watch and play them. Thank you for the 5 months, Tazareth. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Alright, so let's start by attacking because they won't block. If they block, we'll pump. Again, cannot mutate Porcuparrot onto Chevill because Chevill is a dirty human. Gonti, however, is an Aetherborn, so Gonti's gonna evolve into our Lord and Savior Porcuparrot, potentially.
I know. I am hot, aren't I? Now you're playing with fire.
When we drew another Chevill, that's perfect.
Guess you don't need me anymore.
Goodbye, friends.
Ugh, don't you hate that burnt hair smell?
Wow, they have the frostbite too. Brutal. Iron's pretty good though here, so we get to do this, and we get to pump this. And then Beaumont Courier kills her. This hits them for 4. These pump up.
I am out of here.
Hey, sick. I'm happy with how we're boarded. You're never gonna give me up, Eternal Witness. I appreciate the 31 months. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. It's decent. Not amazing, but fine. But really like a 2-drop, right? Or another 1-drop. Honestly, there's just a ton of sweet designs in this upcoming set. It's nice to see that it looks like they've hit a huge range of interesting designs without just endlessly power creeping more. It's great to see. I think we just played this. Obviously sad if they have removal spell, but maybe it's right to play this out because it is the 4th point of toughness. You can see that. Hey, never not dead to cleave. Oh, they don't have it. Huh. Interesting. Well, with the land that doesn't hurt us, I think we definitely just drop Gonti here. Bone Crusher is amazing. We're taking 8, 9, 10 here. Oh, they tapped their land wrong for the Frostbite. Get out of here. They needed to tap Ramanap runes for the Frostbite. Yeah, it looks like we're dead, unfortunately. A little bit too slow on the draw. Really needed a play on... We really needed to play on the second turn of the game, right? Was the issue. So it looks like we're not dead on board with this draw, but there's a Ramanap runes hiding in their mana base there, in case you missed it. Burning Peggy, thank you for the 28 months. Previously standard banned Ramanap runes here, chat. Previously banned in standard Ramanap runes. They figured it out. I think the magic as Richard Garfield intended format in Historic is really adorable. I think that's like a pretty perfect use of like April Fool style stuff. Perfect. Real decks have curves, chat. That the first land sets artifact lanes to be banned. Maybe? That sounds right. What's going on, Rawson? Good morning. Valakut was banned in Modern, was it? Oh, they're playing Angels. Okay, I was thinking it's a Hallowed Fountain in my mind went to Control, but Angels is also not terrible for us. Oh, Field of the Dead. Yeah, that's the one that's definitely been banned a bunch of places, right? Really? We're taking that one. Okay.
I lead the Golgari now. I'm good at killing, but I don't always enjoy it.
No respect for the Hooded Blightfang, chat. Survey says I think we've died.
I'm good at killing, but I don't always enjoy it.
You just rebooted a workstation that had been on for 3 months straight. Why would you reboot it? Sounded like it was working fine. All right, so this is definitely a Porcuparrot matchup, chat. Porcuparrot's time to shine. It could have been a Windows workstation. Oh, that's fair. That's fair, yeah. I think my uptime record for my Linux desktop was like just under a year. How many times do you have to tell you, old man, every matchup is a Porcuparrot matchup? That's fair. They're all Porcuparrot matchups down here, Georgie. Gave you $5 to play a couple games of new Historic. I think I'm good. I appreciate the offer, though. Squaw Pale, thanks for the follow. I lose power like once every month, a month and a half. That sucks. I think we're killing the Youthful Valkyrie. You're right to save that for a better threat. Maybe I'm supposed to just draw a card here. It's also an instant, so I could wait. The upside to drawing a card this turn is high, though. We just pass here, because if we draw another brick next turn, we can Foulmire Knight cycle. And, like, drawing with the Foulmire Knight means that we have a better chance to hit Vivien on curve, which is likely good. One fatal push, please. Our Lord and Savior, chat. And yeah, thank you for the 28 months. Welcome back. I'm gonna start by attacking with Knight of the Ebon Legion and see if that gets them to pull the trigger on their collecting company. It's not. Alright. I feel like I want a Vivien here. Because Vivien, like, if they're companying here, they have a good chance to find Skyclave Apparition, and I'd rather not deploy Porcuparrot before company because I don't want to get it Skyclaved. So I think I'm gonna do this and shoot the Youthful Valkyrie. Thanks for the follow, Salad. Salt? S-A-L-D.
Wild animals I like. People, not so much. Draw and fire.
Okay. So a 3 and a 2. And a Resplendent Angel. Pretty nuts curve 2 games in a row here. Not really a whole lot we could do.
I always survive. You'll see.
Fatal push, maybe? Yeah, and the fact that this is, what, 10, 19? Feels like... So, when we played this in Standard, it was reasonable against, like, white and red aggro. Because we had creatures that played to the board, and then the Porcuparrot set up on the Deathtouch creatures was able to let us stabilize things. But it definitely feels like in this format, things like Angels... We would have been better positioned here if we would have led with Parrot instead of Vivien. You are right that if I had refused to play around Skyclave Apparition, they then didn't hit Skyclave Apparition, and I would have been better off. So had I made the typical Twitch chat play of looking back on my decision with hindsight and saying I made the wrong decision even though I made the right decision with the information that I had at the time, you'd be correct. Don't be results-oriented, chat. You'll lose more games in the long run because of it. Moot Mittens and Godneck, thanks for the follows. Good morning. It's very easy to, like, look back at a game and be like, oh, I made the wrong decision because the percentage play that I played out. Like, it's not even about being backseating. Like, having good suggestions is fine on the backseat. But, like, you can't look... So, like, a better argument is to look back on a spot like what we were just in and be like, Jeff, this is why you should play the Porcuparrot with the information that you had on the hand, not look back and go, Jeff, the way this played out, this would have been better. You should instead, the question you should ask yourself is, is the way the event played out, is that the average case scenario? Should I have been playing around that scenario instead of the one I played around? So what's more likely? Is it more likely that they hit Resplendent Angel plus Angel into another life gain thing into a thing that makes more angels, exactly that combination of 4 cards? Or is it more likely that they hit exactly Skyclave Apparition and punish me playing Porcuparrot? To which the answer I would be easy to see is it's more likely they hit Skyclave Apparition and punish us playing out Porcuparrot, but that's the permutation you want to go through there. The questions you want to ask yourself. Why is it correct to play around Skyclave as opposed to this combination of 4 things that they had? Well, the combination of 4 things is less likely. Oh, this has First Strike. There's a little icon there. That's fine, I didn't hit the red land anyways. Yeah, the magic as Richard Garfield intended it thing is one of those things that like sounds kind of neat when you first think about it, and then you see how it actually plays out, and you're like, ah, this is why we have a 4 overall. It's like maybe one more chance to draw. It's like maybe one more chance to draw a red source here. I'm gonna take the Rune of Sustenance because it cantrips next turn for me to give us a second shot at Porcuparrot mana. "32 Fervent Champions and 8 Mountains." That's great. Yeah, I think we're too slow here at this point. I think even if we hit the red source here at this point, we're not gonna be quick enough for it. And we did, so we don't have to try. This is not a Gonti matchup. They can exile Rhonas with their removal. They have -/- removal, so it's probably not a matchup for him. Well, maybe this is better than Knight of the Ebon Legion. We don't really have time to like pump it up here, so maybe I'd rather have other Deathtouchers instead of that. We keep 2 Rhonas and a couple Nighthawk Scavenger. Seems fine. Bring in our cheap pieces of removal here. This is a Thoughtseize matchup. These are a little on the slow end. Maybe we bring in these to like try and spike their only creature. That's probably a good plan. They've kind of low threat density. Through the Prime Support Sunshine. Welcome back. Seems pretty good. Look deep into the Porcuparrot's eyes, chat. It's got those crazy eyes. It knows what's coming. The parrot's seen some stuff for sure. Does Auras have ways to kill a 3/4? We're about to find out. They can, like, do Favor plus Mire Triton, or plus Mire's Grasp. They can't play Skyclave because they play Luris. Alright, so this, well, you know what this attack means, chat? This attack means they have Mire's Grasp. So I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this a not block, because I'd like to not lose my 3/4 to their -3/-3 card. And to answer your question, Azintoth, probably not a lot. And things like the April Fool's Day thing are fine. We do also gain life, because this is lifelink. Is accurate. Caw-caw! Caw-caw! Hey, look at that, chat. It's the Mire's Grasp we played around. Yeah, the April Fool's Day format is just 40 cards, no rolls. Well, Screw usually beats Flood, but we've got a Porcuparrot on our side, so maybe that won't be the case this time around. And can Porcuparrot drag us kicking and screaming across the finish line, champ? I don't really know that we have the tools right now to build a green-white Taxes deck, Beansy. Like, the Ephemerate and that new 3/1 are going to be a big deal. And I feel like Thalia right now, for example, isn't particularly good. Oh, just Green-White Company. Yeah, I mean, Green-White Company's good. We played that a few times on stream before. I think it gets better if you cut Thalia from it. For a point of reference. I just don't think that card's particularly good right now. I think, what's it called? Redain, I think, is a much better card in this format than Thalia is at the moment. Here with waiting? Yeah, that's fine. Especially in, like, not only is Redain a better card right now, but, like, Thalia's stock could potentially go up when people are playing more cards like Faithful Suiting and Brainstorm, right? Like, Thalia gets better when she's turning 1-mana spells into 2-mana spells. As opposed to like right now, she's turning like 2s to 3s and 3s to 4 and 4s to 5, which is a lot less good. Opponent's trying to figure out how they can wiggle their way out from under the Porcuparrot chip. Yeah, I assume they have another Mire's Grasp in hand. Oh, they're gonna escape the Mogius's favor, right? There's a good chance we lose this game, so we just haven't drawn spells. Been what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spells in. However many cards here. Wow, vomit. Man, thought we were gonna get a game 3 here at least. Hey, Sang, thanks for the gifted subs. Good morning, good morning. So what are we hoping for at this point? Our one Egdoms is in play. We played that early. Probably just another Porcuparrot. There's the Ghost Form. This is the card that really makes the opponent's archetype pushed over the top. The fact that it gets to negate removal in addition to all their card drawing is so big. I don't think we recover from this point. Just couldn't quite close it out. All right. We're gonna do one more with this to see if we can give it one more shake, but let's put up some deck voting before we do, huh? Let's let all of you at home pick what we're gonna poke at next. All right, what do we got? Let's put some creature decks up for voting today. I'm actually gonna delete this. With Faithless Looting coming, I'm not gonna play Blue-Red Phoenix before we get that. What historic deck next? Okay, so blue-green flash, big red control, green-black counters. All right, take your pick. Remember, you can spend your channel points that you collect from watching, voting extra. You can spend some bits to vote extra. You got 10 minutes to make your voice heard. It's fine. Not quite a Serpent on 3, but like 1-drop, 2-drop. This is kind of a Lord. All right, and it's looking like blue-green flash is our libertarian candidate for the election today. If you're interested in voting third party, feel free to throw your vote that way, but otherwise big red and green black appear to be our two front runners. I feel dirty voting so many times. Don't feel dirty at all. It's exactly how we drew it up. Look at that. We already have almost 1,000 votes cast. So there's 1,100 people in chat. Everybody, thank you for taking part in Oglandia's democratic process. How do you vote? There should be a thing over the chat, and there should be a thing, I believe it pops up on mobile too, if I recall correctly.
Keep your friends close, kill your enemies.
Keep your friends close, kill your enemies. Solid advice from Vraska Swarm's Eminence here. The green-black counters asserting dominance early here. Only 3 minutes in, and they are up 150 plus votes. Looking strong for the green-black counters party.
I'm good at killing. Always enjoy it.
Love Vanessa.
Oppressors deserve whatever I do.
Hey, Siggy, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. All right, Golos. Big Golos bricks. Big Golos bricks. All right, we take that. We take those. Just to binding the old gods. In.
Don't flatter yourself.
Chat, do you think that's the first time a binding the old gods has ever killed a Vraska Swarm's Eminence? Is that a first? Most assuredly. Is this lethal? Do they have to block 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Not quite lethal, unfortunately. Oh wait, it was. I miscounted. I'm dumb. Listen, chat. Counting is hard. Okay. Wow, Big Red's caught up. There's been a dump of ballots in the dead of night for the Big Red. And Big Red and Green Black are suddenly neck and neck. Wow, this is a gross split. Are we dead? So this ultimate puts us down to 1 creature and 1 land. Yeah, I mean, I guess we throw that back and give them the other 2. Big Red pulling ahead. We're up to about 3,000 votes cast. I would like to applaud Hooglandia on the 300% voter turnout we've had here today. I think we're dead. Yeah. Oh, green-black counters isn't going to take it lying down. Up to 1,700 votes here for green-black counters. They've activated the World Tree. Okay. Definitely dead. Alright, so Thoughtseize, Questing Beast, Porcuparrot out here, unfortunately, against their control deck that doesn't care about it. Bane of Monsters out. Vivien generates a little bit of card advantage. Leave this in as a threat. We've crossed the 4,000 vote threshold with 3 minutes to go. Green-black counters and Big Red trading first and second place. Listen, chat. Remember, if the deck you're voting for doesn't win, you need to be a good loser. And what does being a good loser mean? It means no coups, chat. So, we'd actually rather double Foulmire Knight here, because then Hooded Blightfang triggers on these two, right? If I pay enough in a donation, I can skip the queue and the laws don't apply. That's right. Remember, for 5k bits, your deck will get played guaranteed. So, like, don't go crazy with the bits. The channel voting is largely my excuse to give people something to do with their channel points to influence the stream. Well, the decks that are being voted on get played next. So for 5k, you'll get a deck added to the queue. And it could get played as soon as tomorrow. Dragon! Thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back. Yes. Angry aggro Deathtouch creatures. Alright, it looks to be coming down to the wire again here with over 5,000 ballots cast. Big Red has a narrow lead on Green-Black, although both are still collecting votes vigorously here. Incredibly close. 50 to 49% with Blue-Green Flash having 1% of the vote. Oh, Blue-Green Flash. Oh, Big Red's up by a little bit. Oh, the voting's almost done. Big Red crosses the 3,000 votes threshold. Oh, it's so close. Oh, Green-Black counters at the last minute. Eclipses Big Red. 3,134 votes to 3,119 votes. Oh, man. Beansy with the 4,000 bits, Hellick with the 235,000 channel points. Remember, chat, all in all, this is a win for democracy. We had 600% voter turnout here today, chat. 600% voter turnout. Thanks for the bits, BZ. Alright, they drew Yori in here, which is really scary if they binding us this turn. Alright. Green-black counters it is. Languish, also not a good scene for our heroes. Yikes, missed land drops, not fantastic. Take my prime vote for green black counters. Thank you for the prime kicker. So they're gonna get to activate this starting next turn. I think we just play Questerson and pressure them, right? This is an attack for 7. And then if they spin the Gonti, the Golos, and have a bad turn, we can kill them. $15 side demand to recount because my deck lost the pool. Thanks for the prime. Welcome back. You're about to take an extra turn. You're about to cast Ultimatum. Extra turn. Yep. This is also an extra turn spell. Great. Is this Hooded Blightfang dead? Do I like the Black Lotus card sleeves? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what they look like offhand. That'll do, pig. Alright, so unfortunately, this deck did not seem particularly competitive here today. We had some alright games in that set, but I think the big takeaway from giving this a try was that while the Porcuparrot on a Deathtouch thing felt kind of okay in Standard against the creature decks in Historic are just far too proactive and flood to the board as opposed to Standard where they play out at a more steady pace and you're able to take over the game with this effect. Like, we had multiple games in that set where we, like, got Renegade with Porcuparrot online, and it just wasn't good enough because our Elves or Angels opponent wasn't going to, or just like went wide around it. So it didn't matter that we were killing one thing per turn. They had so many high quality things worth killing that we weren't able to really get ahead. All right.